What's up, guys, and welcome back to another weekly market analysis video. So I just want to tell you that this week will be very insane, but the truth is the market is only going to pay those who have patience. Okay, only patient traders. If you don't have patience, you're going to lose a lot of money. Okay, so real quick, I'll be sharing with you what I will be looking at for the upcoming trading week on my favorite pair, which is Euro USD, and on gold. Okay, so real quick, let me start with gold. Okay, so gold, let's start from the weekly time frame. Okay, so starting from the weekly time frame on gold, right, we have this kind of high which created this low, right? Even though this leg looks visible on the weekly time frame, but if you switch to the daily time frame, you are going to realize that this is actually the daily leg. Okay, so from this high to this low is one daily leg. Okay, I think I defined this from last week's video, and this is going to be our supply, right, where we can see that price is approaching that supply zone. Okay, so I think from last week I said that we can have price coming into this level and then we drop. Okay, now after we've been able to define this, we step onto H4. All right, on H4 time frame we saw this break of structure and we had this new break of structure to the upside, so it means that H4 is bullish. Okay, so already you know that H4 is bullish because the daily needs to make a retracement, right? So I'm gonna have all the way from this low to this high as my H4 swing structure, right? And like I said, from the daily time frame we already head into that point of interest. So what is the 15-minute thing, which is my intraday time frames? Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna step onto M15 and let's look at this beauty happening here. So here on M15, this is where everything gets beautiful. I have this low all the way to this high as one M15 leg, which I am looking at. It means that I'll be expecting price, if any retracement will happen, I'll be expecting price to come into this level of demand, then I can buy. That is if only this demand zone decides to hold. If not and we break, then I'll be looking for certain opportunities to sell all the way to the downside. But then currently with whatever that is presented right now, right, I'm going to expect price to come into this level of demand, then I can look for certain confirmations to buy all the way to the upside. Okay, now in as much as I'm looking at price to come into this level of demand, I also have it at the back of my mind that M5 is actually what, bullish. Okay, so if there will be any retracement into this M15 levels of demand, it means that I will need to have this M5 leg breached. Okay, then we can have a retracement back into this M15 demand and then we push away. If not, and this M5 level of demand decides to hold, then we can have price, you know, respecting this level of M5 demand and pushing all the way into this level of supply of the daily time frame. So yeah, that is what I'll be looking at on gold. Okay, real quick, let's look at Euro USD. Simple stuffs, almost similar price action. Okay, so here on Euro USD, again, I'm going to start from the weekly time frame. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, I think I defined this also from last week's video. You can see that I've marked certain zones in here. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see this. All right, so from last week I marked this high all the way to this low as my weekly leg. Okay, and you can see that I've marked certain supply zones up there. These are reactive supply zones that I will be looking at, right, over the course of the week. Now another red line that you see from here is just an inducement from the monthly time frame. Let me quickly switch to the monthly. Let me show you this. So here on the monthly time frame, we can see that we had this little low over here, right, which got taken out. So liquidity has been grabbed, right? Hence I'll be expecting more push to the upside. Okay, so let's step back into the daily and let's look at what the daily is doing. Okay, so now that I have it at the back of my mind, that price has approached this weekly supply, right, I can see that we've had this daily break of structure to the upside. Okay, this red line that you see over here is the last point of weekly supply. It means that if this line breaks, the weekly has also switched bullish. Okay, and if the weekly switch bullish, it means that I'm going to expect price to come into any of these reactive supply zones. Then I can sell back if there is any intention of price to sell. Okay, so yeah, daily we've broken structure to the upside with this. Currently we are within this weekly supply, and price is a few pips away from taking out the weekly high. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to step onto H4 and let's see what the H4 is doing. Okay, so this was the first H4 break or structure, the second H4 break or structure, the third, and this is the fourth. Okay, so with me, in as much as this is just a little retracement, it is a clean H4 break or structure for me. So it means that my new H4 leg is from this low all the way to this high. Okay, so H4, I'm bullish daily, I'm bullish weekly, I'm bearish. Where is price? Price is within that weekly supply zone. Okay, so you can see that I've already defined this demand zone over here, and this is the H4 demand zone. It means that if H4 decides to continue with a push, or if price decides to make any retracements on H4 to continue with a bullish push to the upside, I will expect price to come into this level of H4 demand before we push up. Okay, however, before price will come down all the way into this H4 demand, we need to make sure that we get a confirmation from the intraday time frame. So real quick, I'm going to switch to M15 and see what price is doing, right? So last week we had some crazy price action from the news, right? So to me, currently my new M15 leg is all the way from this low to this high. Yes, this big. Okay, and you can see that I've already defined some levels of demand in here. If you are wondering how I got these levels of demand, I just took my Fibonacci from this low to this high, and I had all these levels in here marked. If you're asking me why I didn't mark this level, it is just because I don't take point of interest from the Asian session lows. Okay, that is why I skipped this part. However, I can mark this as a smart money trap. Okay, good. So now that I have this in mind, I can see that price is in this weekly levels of demand. Now this is what I can expect. I can expect price to retrace into any of these levels of demand of M15, then we buy back up. Okay, but just like gold, if price will make any retracement, right, we will need to have this level of M5 breached first before price will make any retracement. Now another thing can happen. We can have this M5 breach straight into this first level of demand and price will buy back up. Okay, another thing that can also happen is that immediately price opens, we can have this last weekly point taken out, then price may make a retracement into this level of M5, and if this level of M5 demand decides to hold, then we can have a push back to the reactive supply zones up there. Okay, so you can see that the distance is not all that far. It's about how many pips? About 100 pips, right? So the distance is not that far. So yeah, that is what I will be looking at on Euro USD. So just to put everything into summary, M15, I am bullish, right? I'm expecting a retracement into any of this M15 point of interest. However, if I will expect any retracement into any of this level of M15 demand, I will need to have a breach of this M5 level of demand before I can expect any retracement into this M15 demands. If not, I can have price respecting this M5 pushing all the way back into the reactive supply zones up there, or when the market opens, I'm going to take out this weekly high, like to take more liquidity, come back into M5 demand and push back up. Okay, so yeah, that is what I'm looking at for the upcoming trading week. If you love this video, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section. So see you in another video within the week.